Hello everyone, I'm Teacher Michelle and welcome to another episode of Unang Math. In this episode, our lesson is decimal representation of a fraction. In our previous episode, we already studied how to convert fractions to decimals by dividing. By dividing, we were able to convert fractions to either terminating or non-terminating decimals. In this episode, I will be showing you how to tell if a fraction is terminating or non-terminating decimal without dividing. Okay, let's start with a fraction that can be represented as a terminating decimal. Okay, we have these fractions 1/2 and 1/3. In our previous episode, we already converted these two fractions to decimals. For 1/2, we said that this is equal to 0.5. For 1/3, this is 0.333, and so on. This digit 3 repeats endlessly. For this decimal number 0.5, this is an example of a terminating decimal. For 0.3333, this is a non-terminating decimal. Okay, let's take a look at this terminating decimal 0.5. If we will convert this to fraction, we know that this is equal to 1/2. But how did we get 1/2? Okay, we have one digit to the right of this decimal point. And we know that if there's just one digit to the right of the decimal point, then the denominator of the fraction is 10. Okay, to get the numerator, we just need to move this decimal point to the right one time. So numerator is 5. If we will simplify 5 over 10, this is equal to 1/2. Okay, what about this decimal number 0.12? There are two digits to the right of this decimal point. If there are two digits, then the denominator of the fraction is 100. To get the numerator, just move this decimal point 2 times to the right. So our numerator is 12. Okay, let's simplify 12 over 100. If we will simplify, then this is equal to 3 over 25. Okay, how about 0.125? This time, we have 3 digits to the right of this decimal point. If there are 3 digits, then the denominator of our fraction is 1000. To get the numerator, move this decimal point 3 times to the right. So our numerator is 125. Okay, let's simplify this fraction. 125 over 1000. Simplified fraction is 1 over 8. So if there are 4 digits to the right of the decimal point, then our denominator is 10,000. If there are 5 digits, then 100,000, and so on and so forth. Okay, these decimal numbers 0.5, 0.12, 0.125, these are all terminating decimals. And based from our explanation here, if the denominator of the fraction is 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, and so on, then that fraction can be converted to a terminating decimal. Okay, now let's take a look at these denominators. Let's get these denominators prime factorization. Okay, let's start with 10. Prime factorization of 10 is 2 times 5. Okay, what about for 100? 100 is 10 times 10. So that means 2 times 5 times 2 times 5. So the prime factorization is 2 squared times 5 squared. Okay, what about for 1000? 1000 is 10 times 10 times 10. So it means the prime factorization is 2 raised to the power of 3 times 5 raised to the power of 3. Okay, for 10,000, then the prime factorization is 2 raised to the power of 4 times 5 raised to the power of 4. Okay, and so on and so forth. So from this, we can say that the prime factors of 10, 100, 1,000, or 10,000 are only 2 or 5, or 2 and 5. So when we see a fraction and the prime factors of the denominator is only 2 or 5 or 2 and 5, then that fraction can be converted to a terminating decimal. Okay, but for you to get the prime factorization easier, okay, you have to simplify the fraction to its lowest term. Okay, for 5 over 10, the simplified fraction is 1/2. Okay, look at the denominator. It's 2. Okay, remember? Okay, that fraction can be converted to a terminating decimal if the prime factors of the denominator is 2 or 5, or 2 and 5. This is 2. So this can be converted to a terminating decimal. For 3 over 25, prime factorization of 25 is 5 squared. Okay, remember 2 or 5 or 2 and 5. This is 5, so we can convert this fraction to a terminating decimal. For 1 over 8, prime factorization of 8 is 2 raised to the power of 3. Okay, this is 2. So that means we can convert this to a terminating decimal. Okay, so if the numerator and denominator of a fraction can be multiplied by appropriate numbers to make the denominator a power of 10, then the fraction can be expressed as a terminating decimal, just like our example a while back. Or a non-integer rational number can be expressed as a terminating decimal if when written it's simply as form, the prime factors of the denominator are only 2 or 5. Okay, let's answer this simple activity. The following is the process of converting the denominator of a fraction into a power of 10 to express it as a terminating decimal. Okay, our fraction is 3 over 4. This is already in its lowest term. Okay, check the denominator. It's 4. Get the prime factorization, 2 squared. Okay, since this is 2 squared, what should we multiply to get the denominator 100? So we have to multiply 5 squared. If we multiply 5 squared to the denominator, do it also to the numerator. So 3 times 5 squared. This is 75. So now our denominator is 100. 75 over 100, this is 0.75. Okay, second example, we have 4 over 25. This is also in its lowest term. Denominator is 25. If we will get the prime factorization, it's 5 squared. So what should we multiply to 5 squared to get 100? So we have to multiply 2 squared. Do it also in our numerator, so 4 times 2 squared. 4 times 2 squared, this is equal to 16. So 16 over 100, our terminating decimal is 0.16. Okay, let's move on. This time, a fraction that can be represented as a repeating decimal. Okay, for 1/2, we said this is 0.5. For 1/3, 0.333. And this digit 3 repeats endlessly. Okay, for 0.5, this is a terminating decimal number. Okay, again, check the denominator of the fraction, get the prime factorization. If the prime factors are 2 or 5 or 2 and 5, then that fraction can be converted to a terminating decimal. So what about a repeating decimal? So if you see other numbers aside from 2 or 5 or 2 and 5 in the denominator, or the factors, prime factors of the denominator has other numbers aside from 2 or 5, then that fraction is a repeating decimal. Like for example, 1/3. Okay, the denominator is 3. It's not 2 or 5 or 2 and 5. So this means that this fraction is a repeating decimal. Okay, so what's the process or the things that we should remember? So we can say that the fraction can be converted to terminating or non-terminating decimal. Okay, first, fraction must be written in its simplest form. And then after that, get the prime factors of the denominator. So if the prime factors of the denominator has 2 or 5 or 2 and 5, then that fraction can be converted to a terminating decimal. But if you see other numbers other than 2 or 5, then that fraction can be converted to a repeating decimal. Okay, now let's answer this simple activity. Mark T for fraction that can be expressed as a terminating decimals and R for fraction that can be expressed as repeating decimals in the following list. Okay, let's check number 1. 7 over 2 squared times 5. Okay, check whether this fraction is in its simplest form. Okay, so this one is in simplest form. Check the denominator. This is 2 squared times 5. Denominators, prime factors are 2 and 5. So that means this fraction is a terminating decimal. So this is T. Okay, what about for number 2? 4 over 3 times 5. Okay, look at the denominators. The prime factors are 3 and 5. If it's terminating, then it should be 2 or 5 or 2 and 5 only. But we have 3 here as the prime factor. So that means this can be converted to a repeating decimal. Okay, let's go to number 3. 6 over 3 squared times 5. Okay, first we have to simplify this one. 6 is 2 times 3. Okay, if we will simplify, then we still have 3 squared here. Okay, since we have the prime factor 3, that means this is a repeating decimal. Okay, what about number 4? 9 over 2 times 3 times 5. Okay, if we will simplify, okay, this becomes 1, this is 3. So we have 2 times 5 in the denominator part. So this means this fraction can be converted to a terminating decimal. So this is terminating decimal. Okay, let's move on to this next activity. Which of the following fractions can be expressed as a terminating decimal? Okay, again, for terminating decimal, check the denominator. The prime factors must be 2 or 5 or 2 and 5. Okay, let's check number 1, 4 over 3. Okay, the denominator is 3. It's not 2 or 5 or 2 and 5. So this means this is a repeating decimal. Okay, what about for number 2? 5 over 14. If we will get the prime factorization of 14, it's 2 times 7. Okay, only 2 or 5 or 2 and 5. We have 7 here, so this is also a repeating decimal. For number 3, 9 over 60. Okay, if we will simplify this one, okay, this is equal to 3 over 20. Okay, check the denominator. 20 is 2 squared times 5. Prime factors, we have 2 and 5. So it means this fraction can be converted to a terminating decimal. So number 3 is correct. Okay, what about number 4? 10 over 12. So for 10, this is 2 times 5. For 12, this is 2 squared times 3. Okay, even if we will simplify, we still have 3 in the denominator part as the prime factor. So it means number 4 is also a repeating decimal. Okay, for number 5, 22 over 33. Okay, if we will simplify, this is equal to 2 over 3. Okay, the denominator is 3. So it means this is a repeating decimal. So the answer, which of the following fractions can be expressed as a terminating decimal? So it's number 3.